Hi guys.
Hi.
Welcome to another episode of Selfcare Sunday with Tara and Bella.
Welcome, guys. Woo!
Ah, it took
Episode
too long.
2 of season 2. Bruh, it's been a
Not
minute.
episode 2 of season 2, taking 2 months from the last episode.
I know. Let's not talk about it. Don't worry, guys. But we apologize. But it feels good to be back, as always, right?
Yes. Welcome back to the podcast that takes self-care beyond skincare and scented candles and goes straight to the soul. And that's on our new tagline, period.
I was about to ask for something so soothing. Why were you getting stressed about it?
Because I nearly forgot it. But don't worry, by episode 3 or 4,
It's a catch
click.
on. But yeah, right. I
Yeah,
really like
to
it.
click.
Please say that again. I like it.
Welcome to Self-Care Sunday with Tara and Bella, a podcast that takes self-care from scented candles and skincare routines and goes straight to the soul.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking
It's
you were going
growing
to
on me.
say a podcast different from.
Ooh.
Did you
Our
hear
guest,
the-
as
you know-
in, our
Hold
guest
on.
has already introduced
You hear
himself,
the-
even without us
hear the
introducing,
baritone,
introducing him. Well,
Okay, sir.
well done,
Please.
sir. Welcome. You're welcome to our
That's our
podcast.
guest, me too.
So
Thank you.
please don't. You might as well just do it because
Yeah.
we don't like to
please do it,
introduce.
please
No,
do it.
no,
No, we
We
like
do it.
we
It's
like.
better- I like it when others do it. So,
Oh really?
yeah.
Oh, okay. But so, while that is what you like, you just have to. When in Rome, does the romance do.
Oh, okay.
But guys,
Is
we're
this Slum?
so yes, this is Slum.
Okay.
Guys, we're so excited to have our first guest of the season. Yes, and we have some masculine energy on the table.
Yeah.
And fun fact, this is the husband of one of our very, very best people in all the world. She's been here like
No, I don't know.
I think she's the only person.
she did-
she's the only person that has
that
been on
was on
this
2 episodes.
Yes, that was on 2 episodes.
In
Our
season 1.
Energery, the only one that counts around here.
Yeah, so for those of you that
So-
is centering your eye, please close it.
Close them. He didn't enter your eye. Close them. This is Ugo Bamidele,
That's right.
our friend.
Our
And-
new brother.
Yes, our new brother, King, amazing person. We're so excited to have him. He's a media personality. He's
Yes.
an OAP.
Yes.
He's a
MC.
communications guru.
do
He's
do
your
it,
guy.
do it
He
all.
talks a lot of things. And we don't want to come and be reciting resume like that. We want him to introduce himself and tell you guys who he is.
Yes,
so now,
please.
get
Say
into
the
it,
flow.
bro.
Okay. My name is Ugo Bamidele. I'm a broadcast journalist. I try to do it. I basically talk for a living. I've done
You sure
this
do.
for 20 years, on radio.
Wow.
Interestingly, if I do say so myself, I'm the Denekri of of morning radio,
okay.
actually.
Denegini.
Yeah, the Denekri.
Please, I beg help those of us that don't
breakfast
understand
radio.
English.
Simply means that you hardly find anybody that does breakfast radio as good as I do it.
Period.
Okay, talk your.
I have a skill that's very rare across the world, and that's the ability to turn anything into content for radio
that's
without
right.
getting into trouble. So no matter how
Ciao.
no matter how NTBB can get, I can talk about it and
Okay.
not get into radio. That's a bragging right that I have. Beyond that, I do strategic communication every minute.
Period.
So
And P.S. He's also one of the hosts for Pride Rock, our
Oh, yeah.
studio for today.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll talk about that one later. But yeah, so Ugo, welcome.
Thank you.
And thank you
Welcome.
so much for being here. Thank you
thank you for allowing me to be on your set.
Yes.
It's amazing to be here.
Let's just get right into it, guys. Okay.
I think so.
Yeah. So T, how you feeling? By the way,
I'm feeling good.
go on.
Today is the last Sunday of the first half of the year.
Thanksgiving.
Literally, I'm remembering this time last year.
Yeah.
We literally did our episode on the last Sunday of June.
Oh,
here
oh,
as
really?
well.
Oh, true.
Yeah, for those who care about the podcast, if you remember this couch and the episode was literally called Embracing Thanksgiving.
Exactly, as a form of self-care. Now I remember
So
that.
it's like full circle to come back
Yes.
to another episode on another Thanksgiving Sunday on this beautiful couch. at Pride Rock Studio.
Tell us what we're talking about, girlie. That's what I'm trying to
Today's
know.
topic is a good one. It's a very good one. It's all about the inner child.
Yes. Okay, don't you find that interesting?
It is interesting. Much more interesting is that I get to be here.
Yes.
I know, right? It's more interesting because
No, we'll tell you why.
We'll
in
tell
a
you
minute
why.
that you're the one on this couch. Don't worry. But basically, today's topic is all about tending to your inner child, because we just feel like adulting is so heavy.
It is.
It's like
It's
being
shocking.
being a grown up is ghetto. Let's just say it. Adulthood is a very stressful hood.
It's quite the hood.
And I feel like every adult actually has their inner child within. So the point of today's episode is for us to unpack how we take care of that inner child as a form of self-care, so that adulting will not wound you
love
before
it.
your time. We
Absolutely.
don't want you people to die before your time.
Period.
We need you to
Period.
embrace your inner child and nurture your inner child, so that you will not wound, because it's not you that killed Jesus.
Absolutely.
And another reason, like I said, that we wanted you for this topic is because as much as you have that whole, I'm a very dignified, serious OAP, there's a serious goofball side to this man right here. And I love it. And I feel like maybe that is your way of staying in touch with your own inner child. I've always just felt like having a healthy sense of humor, being able to joke,
Of
laugh,
course.
that's a way of keeping your inner child alive. That's definitely one of my ways. And so I feel like you were a good person for us to have this conversation with. And we also wanted to hear about it from the angle of a man. Because it's almost like society allows women to be more playful, to be more childlike,
Yeah.
more in tune with joy and things that are like quote unquote playful. But men are always supposed to be hard guy, hard guy, hard guy. So we wanted a man to talk about what it's like to hold on to your inner child when society is constantly telling you that you need to be the man who's carrying your family and your responsibilities on your head.
Oh yeah, this is really cool that we're doing this, because correct me if I'm wrong. I think I even saw you post it.
Men's
Is it
health.
Men's
mental
health
The
month.
month of June, yeah.
Fantastic. I mean, that's just like it's not
go.
random.
Right.
So it's really
So,
good that we can talk about
let's get
men's
into it,
mental health as
Because I
well.
came ready.
Damn.
It's not the Jota.
It's the little
The
jotter
only thing
for
I'm
me.
missing is the shades, like a
The
dog.
last time I saw this, I think I was in primary school. You know
Bruh.
those kind of jotters that you buy as work to use in solving math.
That's a very little one,
It used to
man.
look like this.
Okay, do. So let's set the scene. I have a story to tell.
Okay.
Today, I wanted to do double puffs. I love double puffs,
So
guys.
why didn't you do it?
The puffs were not puffing. But more interestingly is the fact that when I was like still working on the puffs, B was like, T, can you just put your hair in one bun? You look like a 4-year-old. And I was like,
And she was,
"What's
I'm going to
wrong
bring
with
this
that?"
and tell the people.
I was like, what's wrong with that? That's me wanting to hold on to my inner child.
Okay.
Doing-
I'm glad you let that
Doing
out.
double puffs, playing Sims, working on the puzzle that we got
Honestly,
that day.
that has been amazing, by the way.
What else did I do? But yeah, just like they're just things that when you try to do them as an adult now, people are like, "Okay, her acting like a child." I'm like-
Judgmental.
Right?
Save it for your mama, please. Allow people.
Ugo, what do you do for your inner child lately?
So
Especially when it comes to self-care, like taking care of
Yeah.
yourself.
it's kind of hard to answer because everybody that knows me knows that I have a very serious face, and
We're here
That's
to
why
expose
this
you.
topic is ironic for you, and that's
Yeah,
why we
that's-
love it.
that's why I was wondering why I get to
Yes.
get picked for this episode, because I don't know how, but how do I and what do I do for my inner child?
Yeah, to just stay in touch with your.
I think that one of the best things that happened to me is marrying that woman behind the camera.
I agree.
Yes,
She's a
okay.
very, very silly goose.
Yeah, she brings it out.
Yes.
Yeah,
She brings that out.
yeah.
On my own now.
Oh, really? So before, I know you were like, oh, always serious.
Super
and
very
serious.
serious,
die.
very serious. If I'm not serious, I'm sleeping.
Dang.
Oh, damn.
I'm recharging, because being serious can be draining.
long.
It's very draining.
But
I wouldn't
apart
know.
from that, I try, right?
Yes.
One of the things that I do, even before I got married, was crack a silly joke in my head and just laugh about it. So
the dry humor.
if you ever lived with me, you would notice as a neighbor that there are moments when it feels like I'm having a meeting in my house, but I'm the only one talking. Yeah.
Damn.
And I'm laughing.
Ugo, are you sure that's
Yeah.
not how Grace?
No, it's not.
Is that madness or childlike joy?
No,
Which...
it's childlike. You know that thing with children coming up
Oh
with
yeah,
scenes in their
imaginary
head?
friends.
Right?
Yes,
So
yes.
I
used to
do that
have
a lot.
one.
I do that a lot. And then our dog lived with me for the longest time.
Yes.
Diamond can be a goofball, so
Yes.
Honestly, shout out to dogs, man.
Yeah.
They keep
Yeah, they
things
help.
light.
Yeah.
like Diamond is on another level when she wants to play. She can be even when you're not in the mood. So, yeah.
Relatable content.
She brings all of that out and she just makes it interesting. So yeah, there's my wife, there is her, Diamond, there is
Literally
me
living with a
creating
child.
scenes, and then there is our son,
Yeah.
Luca, who can be
Yeah.
You need two
So
hands,
say
a
less.
whole handful.
he will pull you into his own world
Literally,
and
yes.
you must be part of it. So
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Kids do that.
yeah, he does.
Well, yeah, for me, I would
Amazing.
say just exactly finding hobbies or pastimes and ways to just unwind. Like T mentioned, we recently got a puzzle. So, like, anytime the pressure, like, my brain is like overheating and like I can't close the like many tabs at that moment in my head and it's just doing too much.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
She
I'm like,
just
okay,
pulls
I need
out
some
her mat
puzzle
and
time.
sits
I
in
need to
front
just,
of
I'll
the
just pull
puzzle.
out my
Yeah.
workout mat and sit because we put it down on the table and I just get into the puzzle.
Puzzles.
And it's actually good for your health,
yeah, it
like your
is. It
brain
is.
and everything.
is.
And then even like bubbles, like these bubble blower
bubble
things,
blowers.
like,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Could never be me.
just your life. If you like, don't pick up a bubble blower after
Grab a
this.
bubble
man.
blower
Grab
today,
it and just
everyone.
blow away. But yeah, like literally just things like that. And even
Yeah.
I just try to intentionally enjoy things because that's one thing about children. They just really enjoy. They're very
Yes.
immersed in things, right? So like even if it's just like when I go for a walk, I make sure that I'm very attentive. I notice things,
Oh
right?
my God, you guys!
So that
go for a
helps
walk
me.
with Bella. Hey.
That like I can be chasing the butterflies. I can take
No,
a
she's
picture
not
of like
kidding. She
I can
will.
be I'll be taking pictures of every flower I see,
Yeah. Wow.
everything. So like it just helps me
Yeah.
because little children that their appreciation for the little things that's what makes them like really like delightful and it keeps them
That it's
Yeah.
the sense of wonder.
exactly.
And I hate it for adults that it's almost like we're taught to lose that sense of wonder, that excitement,
Yeah.
that
No,
joy.
nobody teaches you. The bills takes it away.
Yeah, but in a way
Reality
too,
takes
like
it
all
away.
the-
Trauma. You're
Yeah.
literally robbed of your innocence.
Trauma.
It's
That's
true.
it.
Yeah,
Trauma.
yeah.
Okay,
And as
so-
we get older, we just put up more walls.
Yeah. So Ugo, what does your inner child look like or sound like to you?
Ooh, I like that
Who is
question.
little Ugo? What's he up to? What's he doing in there?
So the little child in me, it's very quiet actually.
Oh,
And that's because that's who I naturally am. Quiet. I do a lot of vocal thoughts. Yeah.
so even as a child, even baby Ugo was always
Oh, yeah.
was
a
that
deep
way.
Let me
reflective
let me
boy.
share something. And if my mom watches this, she's gonna laugh. Growing up, people used to ask my mom if I was dumb, like if I didn't used to talk.
Oh
If I
damn!
had a problem speaking, and
And not you being an OAP.
As
now.
in not
Yeah,
you
so
not
that's the
having a
irony.
career out of
that's
it.
the irony because I mean every time people came around, I just kept quiet and I watched. I did a lot of talking in my head, and at some point it was a problem because as a teenager, I mean, you know those bullies, and you want to respond. So I
Yeah.
do all of the responding in my head,
Never comes out.
and it never comes out of my mouth. And then I'd have tears in my eyes because they were bullying me and saying, for instance, frog eyes, big head.
Oh
And
no,
so-
frog eyes! I was called
no,
frog eyes too.
Imagine me tiny. Imagine tiny me with this size of head and eyeballs. Like, my body grew into my head. Grew to catch
Oh,
up. Yeah.
Ugo.
So,
we should cry about this later together.
yes, we should. Yes, we should.
I used to be called frog eyes too.
Yeah. So they'll say that, and I had all the perfect answers. Like, I
Yeah,
had
but it
the
was
perfect
just in your
clap
head.
back.
But you never
It never came out.
try.
And I'll just have red eyes and keep looking at people, and at some point I will keep my distance from people, right? But so it didn't take away something. I knew that I was cute as a child. Like I knew that one.
Oh, bless.
Because I mean, people.
I love
came-
that you still knew, because a
Yeah.
lot of people don't know. By
I
the
knew,
time
I knew
police
that I
are
was
done.
cute as a child. So hearing them say that was also put some sort of doubt in me.
Yeah.
But every time I looked in the mirror, I saw a fine boy, right?
Period.
And then people will come around and be asking my mom, "Is this your child? Like, are you serious? How do you have something that looks like a half caste?" Your
Oh, you
husband-
were really light.
Yeah, I was light. I was fine, right? And I
Yeah,
still
still
am, by the
fine,
way.
yes.
You know, if not, that woman won't marry me.
So humble.
Yeah, but so yeah, I mean that used to happen. But for a child, I used to be here in my head,
Yeah.
and I still am till now. I do.
Yeah,
And
I-
that's the
I-
part that people don't get, right? So they hear me on radio and or see me on TV, and I'm a chatterbox. I can talk
Yeah,
non-stop,
yeah.
right? And it's helped me as a broadcaster. So
Oh, nice.
without the script, I can talk about anything,
Mm.
right? I can talk about virtually anything.
Safe to say you're
It
making
doesn't
up
have
for
to be
lost
my
times.
field. It doesn't have to be something I've read about before.
Yeah.
I can come up with scenarios about anything and be almost correct, politically correct at that, right? And that's because a lot happens in my head. So
Yeah.
all I have to do in the studio where there's no one is just turn on the mic and empty.
Yeah.
So the studio is like my safe space. Literally.
Oh, I love that.
And then when I'm out of the studio, people think, "Oh no, this guy is a snob or he's unapproachable."
Yeah.
But I'm drained from emptying, so I'm just there on my own,
You're now refilling.
refilling from every
Literally.
other person.
I feel you.
Fair
And I
enough.
think it's interesting what you said about you're still that way, because I actually agree and think that to a great extent, who we are now as adults is still just who we like are.
The mature version of
It's
your
a
childhood.
it's just
Fair enough.
that little child in you now saddled with more responsibilities. But
Fair
like
enough.
that thing they say about how people are starting to learn that our parents are just still, she's just a girl. Like our mom,
Yeah.
she's just still a girl. Our dad's just still a boy. Did you get? So like we're
Boys and girls with gray
yeah,
hair.
exactly. We're just like adults that are like still children on the inside. Finally, sure.
But you know, I think one of the best things that can happen to you
Yeah.
is being trapped in your childhood.
Not the
People-
Michael way, though.
People make it look like it's a mental issue. Yeah. People make it look like it's a mental issue.
Yeah.
But see, I envy people who are still there.
Mm.
So I have a friend, he's a broadcaster, a senior friend at that. Shouts to him, Flyboy Michael. At the moment, he's the general manager, Golden FM in Yenagoa, Bayelsa. So he should be in his 50s.
Okay.
Flyboy is a goofball, acts like a child, doesn't keep anything to heart.
Love it.
You guys have an issue right now, you talk about it. You have a serious quarrel, you have a fight. Tomorrow, Flyboy is looking out for you.
Oh.
Do you get? And I used to quarrel with him about it till today. But sitting here now and talking about this, I think I envy that part of him.
Yeah.
I used to say to him that he is a 16-year-old
Yes.
that didn't grow out of that. He just kept getting bigger, body-wise, and you know, in terms of age, but
Yeah.
in terms of the way he deals with issues.
Oh, I love
Flyboy
that.
is a child,
Yeah.
and I envy him. I wish I
Yeah.
could be
Yeah. I'm like a 12-year-old with boobs.
that. Okay, that's graphic.
I know 12-year-olds do have boobs. So
Yeah.
maybe more like 6-year-old with
Just another Sunday with tea.
boobs. Or 7.
Yeah.
That's my
This
age.
is what we go through.
Sorry.
It's
Spaced
fine.
out, I'm back.
Okay. Nice to have you back.
Okay, so honestly, I was kind of hoping you would say, "Oh, I was a happy, lucky-go child who was very playful and all of that,"
No,
so
I
that I
wasn't.
would ask you like next, when did you disconnect from that version of yourself? But it's giving you were even deep and intense as a child, and you now continued into adulthood. But like you said in the opening, you came in to connect with your inner child more in the last few years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was that like when you started connecting with that happy-go-lucky, silly, freer side of yourself and of little Ugo? What was that like?
It's like being out of jail.
Tell me about
Oh,
It's-
bless.
it's-
the freedom.
Yeah, it's emancipating. It just it means that you worry less about a lot of things,
Period.
which is basically what adulthood does to you. It makes you worry about everything because
Caring
Responsibilities
about
choke.
what people think and
Responsibilities choke.
bills, having to care for the people who have cared for you. It can rob you of all of that. I remember one time. I mean, it was so bad. I had to call my mom and say to her, "Mommy, I don't want to be an adult again. Can I come back home?"
Oh, I've been there.
Like it was that tough.
Child.
It was challenges from work. It looked like life was happening all at once. No breaks. So there was work issues. There was relationship issues. There was money issues. There was everything
All
at
the
the same
issues
time.
That could
right?
happen.
I called her that day and I'm like, "Mommy, can I come back home? I'm tired of being an adult. I'm tired of paying bills and everything." And she just laughed and said, "So the mistake that you're making is that you're forgetting that even if you're 60 tomorrow, as long as I'm alive, you're still my child and
Oh,
you still
Shout
have a
out to
space at home. Come
mommy.
back home."
mama's gonna
I
be
was like, okay.
mamas. Yeah.
But then me go back home, it's impossible because I think I've learned how to take care of myself too much that having somebody else take care of me would be
Although that can also be quite nice.
Yeah.
having somebody else take care of me.
Yes.
It's fantastic. Now. I mean, who
slaps.
doesn't want that?
So
Actually,
it's hard to give into that because
Yeah.
from childhood I've been this take care of yourself kind of person. I left my parents at 14.
Ugo, say less. That brings us to the next question.
he's about to unpack.
Do you feel like men,
Yeah.
especially the black man, the king, the warrior, the
Uh-oh.
one that they've shown him shaking in this life, but as well, do you think that the black man is really giving space to be soft and be playful and be childlike?
How?
So,
How do you get a chance? as
That's like a
black man?
rhetorical question at this point.
Yeah. How
do you know, I just remembered
Yeah.
Lulu's birthday where Eno was like, "Yeah, now that you're 9." And Lulu's like, "Hey, it's not easy to be 9.
no. She's like, now that you're 9, things have to
need to
change
sit
from when
up.
you were 8.
Yes.
Bruh.
It's not easy for black men
No,
in
it's
these
not.
streets.
It's not. I mean, not with black tax. You understand? I mean, where your family literally expects that at a
Honestly.
certain point you begin to make returns.
And
Yeah.
you
And
it's
train
not
your,
just-
all your younger
It's not just your parents.
Oh, child, that black
your
taxing is
uncles,
real.
It's your aunts, it's
Yeah.
your cousins, it's your nephews, it's your nieces. It's their own cousins and nephews and nieces.
child,
Just because,
Lord.
you are seen as having a job, as being successful. Nobody knows if you're earning good. Nobody knows how you survive with the
And
bills
they don't
that
care.
you have to pay. Nobody cares if you have a family that's dependent on you and all of that. So how does
A
being
real
black,
man is just supposed to
and then
step up.
as a black man, you're expected to provide, protect, nurture your offspring,
All the things.
and then face the world.
And still be a good role
And still
model for the younger
Be a good
boys
role
in the
model,
hood.
my sister. Do you understand? So how do you now become a child? How do you express the inner child? It's
How
totally
do you
impossible.
have the audacity to think of softness?
Do you understand? You cannot be soft because everybody expects. I mean, including your family expects
Yeah.
you to be hard, right? They expect you to be the man. Your wife expects that you are the man and that you hold the home for her.
Yes.
And you have a child to raise, and so you have to be that male figure. There's no space for being soft and being a male figure to your child. Not in this world and this age where people wake up and say, I feel like I'm a woman trapped in
Yes.
a man's body, right? So you really have to show
It's a
him
topic
what
for
being
another
a
day.
man is. You understand? And so it means that you have to be hard. He has to see a maybe not 100% chiseled body, but he needs to see a man body, which means that you have to be buff. You have to be there for him. You need
No,
to.
it's true. Remember how we were talking about
You
it
need
the
to
other
show up
day?
every day.
We were watching Pocahontas.
Okay.
And B wasn't sure anymore who the prince was. And I was
Okay.
like, look out for the one that's impossibly buff at the top, but with his and perfect hair. Because that's the stereotype. Like,
Yeah.
a man's man is,
Oh, yeah, but-
he goes to the gym and he looks
You understand?
super
The African
great.
man is
and he
strong.
can beat
But Ugo, is that
everybody.
changing a bit, a little? Because you know all you're saying about like the expectations of a man to be all hard. However, it feels like nowadays, and I want to get your own perspective
Yeah.
because I'm not walking in your shoes, do you get? But
Okay.
is it? I feel like nowadays there's starting to be that duality of yes, on the exterior you're supposed to be hard and have that steely exterior, you're protecting your front, but at the same time most women and in general I feel like society is starting to allow or also expect that men aren't all the way hard. They can be hard on the outside but still be emotionally available, for instance. You get still be soft enough to to show another side to their wives and to their children.
Wait,
in this
before you
case.
answer, can I just say something? I think what you're saying is a thing, but I feel like it's that situation of how people say, "Oh, we want a strong woman," but then majority of the people who claim they want a strong woman don't really want
As
a
in, you
strong
don't
woman.
really.
So it's the same thing. People are telling men, "Oh, you be more vulnerable, be more this." But then when they now do it, they get flack for it because
You get
the
judged.
truth is that people are not ready for men to be more like in touch with that their softer side. They still get more judged for it than not. But let the man here speak on it, please.
So I'm going to answer from a solution point of view, right? June is Men's Mental Health Month.
Talk about it.
And one of the things that I've done constantly, even at work, this month, we deliberately, with content and everything, whether online or on radio, spoke about men's mental health, right? It's time that men stopped for a bit to care about what the world wants us to be and focus on what helps us be better mentally. Ask yourself. I mean, you find more men dying before 60.
Yeah.
You don't find a lot of women dying before 60.
Facts.
It's the responsibility, imagined responsibility that the world's put on us. And then we're broken, we're hurt, but we can't cry. And so we bottle all of that up. It harms us to the point where our brains cannot even coordinate our internal organs any longer.
Damn.
And we begin to break down without even knowing that we're dying, right? So, to a large extent, it's time that men stopped and began to create safe spaces for themselves.
Yes.
Yes.
Right? And safe space would mean finding people, whether male or female, that won't judge you for being vulnerable,
Period.
that won't judge you for crying, that won't judge you for saying I'm broke and I don't have money at the moment. In fact, that would rally around and say, we see that things are tough at the moment. Okay, so hold this bar, hold this.
Yes. Here's some
Just
help.
use and survive small.
Yes.
We know, say if you get, you said
Yes.
you run around for us.
Exactly.
You understand? So that's the conversation. And so whether people want it or not, we need to begin to do that as men for ourselves.
I love that.
We need to rally around ourselves. If a man feels down, there's no need saying man up. Give him a hug and say, cry it all out. You have a shoulder here. And it's not gay to say
I
that.
felt
No,
that
it's
one.
not.
It's not gay to say
felt
that.
that.
You're a
Jesus
human
wept,
being.
and so can you.
I mean, if Jesus na man, I mean we. To the point say they're very popular for Bible. In fact, the whole world know whether you be Christian or not, say Jesus wept.
Yeah.
And weeping is not crying. Weeping is
Weeping is
wailing.
crying senior
Like a
brother.
deep cry.
Do you understand? It's a groan. So if that kind man with all the power we get
Yeah.
being weep, then who are you
Give
not to
other
weep?
men a
Do you
break.
understand? Who are you not to weep as a man? The problem is we want to look perfect for society.
Yes.
How about as a man, look perfect for yourself first? Because you can only have society when you're alive. Society will chop rice for your burial when you die.
Say less.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so last question, because we need to wrap up.
Right.
What would you say society gets wrong about maturity and joy? Because I feel like even in church today, Thanksgiving, you know, in the Bible it says when David was dancing, he was undignified, and Saul's daughter Michal was like, not the king showing himself, way too bad, that kind of thing. So like, there's just that thing that, oh, as an adult, we're always packaged. We don't want to, even like dancing at a party, you see many people just, it's only until they've taken something that they loosen their inhibition. But for an adult to just groove normally, it's like, what is it that society is getting wrong about maturity and joy and how they can go together?
I think that what society is getting wrong is learning to live in the moment. You know, we are too focused on how today impacts tomorrow, that we're living in tomorrow without living in today. So we're thinking something happens now, why not enjoy it? We're thinking, so I stand up and I'm dancing now, but there's bill to pay. So you're thinking about the bills, and so you're seated there in a happy space. And before you know, you're looking sad and grumpy. We forget that staying or activating your inner child is actually the healthiest form of self-care. And it's Selfcare Sunday. So how about, you know, at every point in time, remember that nothing will change. That's number one. The bills would always be there. In fact, something I learned, and I'm glad that my wife is watching this episode. But I'm
She's
going
not
to,
just watching
but
it.
I'm going to say it. She's eyeballing me already. But I'm going to say it.
Talk your
You see-
talk. This is a safe space.
You see
we'll
the-
protect you from her.
Oh my goodness. You see, those bills that stop you, they're going to always be there. In fact, the moment you solve this problem today,
Another one will pop up.
not another one,
Like,
that problem you're solving gives birth to another problem. It's an
Damn.
unending cycle.
Yeah,
Do you
pretty
understand?
much.
And if you remember something, the Bible talked about how to make it to heaven. If you're going to get into the kingdom of God, you must be like a
A
child.
child.
Yes,
That for me.
I love that.
And it wasn't joking when it also went on to say that don't stop the little ones from coming to me. I mean, he was talking to the people around him at some point,
Yes.
right? Because those people felt like, oh no, this is serious business.
Yes. And children are too chaotic.
Do you
and we
understand?
take
And
it
for the
seriously.
master,
Yeah.
I felt
things
that.
should be serious around here
Yeah.
because meanwhile, then forget, see that guy said na child at heart because at every moment when they go back to him father, go say daddy alpha. You understand?
Yeah, we're
Look,
done.
you ate that one up.
We're
So
done.
yeah,
There are no
you should
crumbs.
always remember.
Fantastic way
Always
to
remember,
wrap up
Killed
be a
it.
child.
Yes,
Teddy
Ugo.
will be there.
Thank you for
soon.
that,
Shush.
man.
Okay, that was amazing. An amazing answer. Thank you so much. Guys, I don't know if there's much else to
Yeah,
say.
your little note.
We've heard it all. And I feel like we should still like stress the point that it's not just for men. Yes, it's
Yes.
men's mental health
Right.
month. But the point is for all of us in the ghettohood known as adulthood to just cool down. Like he said, that thing that is hooking you for throats, even if you fix it, another one will come.
The
There will
moment
always
you fix
be
it,
issues.
another one will go.
Yeah, there'll always be
Just
issues.
keeps going.
So we need to love up on ourselves by leaning into our inner child. Be childlike. Play. This podcast is your permission to dance in the rain the next time it's raining. Unless you're the type that's prone to pneumonia. Then don't do that.
I mean, even if you are doing it, what's the worst that will happen?
No. You could
You
die.
could die. You could
No, you
literally
won't.
die.
No, you could die.
I mean,
But
children,
yeah, like
children were sick
coloring
and running.
books.
Children were sick and running in the rain and they didn't die.
That's true.
The problem is your mind just keeps keeping you in a box and you think that things are going to go wrong when
Yes,
you
true.
Okay.
just be a child.
I'm going to dance in the next
That part.
rain.
Yeah,
That part.
be a child. What's
Yes.
the worst? You pay bills, hospital bills. But the happiness that comes from doing what you love to do
Yeah.
or something that
It's
you
about
help
the
yourself
happiness.
from doing
Yeah.
can make you live longer.
Yes. And next time you go to a
Facts.
karaoke bar and you're feeling too self-conscious that your
Sing.
voice is not
What's
good
the worst
enough,
that will happen? Your voice can be worse than
Sing.
mine. Sing.
laugh at that
Yes.
joke.
Joy is our
Dance
birthright,
at that
guys.
party.
In fact, be the
We
comic,
deserve-
be the comic relief for everybody around.
Like me.
Once in a while, be the
Yes, my
clown,
job
be the goofball.
over here.
Just
But the awkward moment when the clown of the group is going through hard times.
It's well.
not easy.
It's well.
Because I've been there. But guys, just to wrap up again,
Yes.
yes, like T said and like Ugo so fantastically said, let us just keep our inner children alive. Because
Amen.
that's the only way we're going to survive out
That's
here.
right. That's
Honestly, because those little children in us, just like you said, you never grow up to your mom. And most importantly, God, that is God's nature. He's a father. He's even he's
wants you to
he's
be a
doer,
child
he's a mother
always.
as well. So
right.
he's nurturing, he's doting. He wants each of us to actually have that child father parent relationship with him, right?
cast
So
all your cares on him.
cast all your cares. It's not that serious.
Mm.
None of us is making it
Like,
out alive.
No matter how
Yes.
serious your problem is, he's
It's
already
not that
told
deep.
you, just leave your burden at the foot of the cross. I want to carry it for you.
Yes.
Right? Keep being a
Hallelujah.
child. And then allow me be the parent because I'm going to provide for you if you trust me. I'm going to protect you if you trust me. I'm going to
Taking it to
still put
church on a
everything.
Sunday.
So, yeah.
And yes, guys,
Tambourine.
that's on
Amen.
being childlike, being self-care. So till next time, take
you,
care of
Ugo.
yourself.
This was a great
beloved.
episode.
Thank you for being here, Ugo, dropping those pearls of wisdom. Take care of yourselves, guys. Bye.